Hello internet world, welcome to a new video on the Geekanoids channel. Now it is time for the most asked question, the question of the day, the question of yesterday, and the question that I've been asked probably about 30 times in the past 24 hours. Apple announced, not with any fanfare, not with any special event, just put them up on the website. Apple launched, instead of announced, new MacBook Pros for 2018. It made me happy, of course, that they finally updated the MacBook Pro, and the type of questions I've been getting in the last 24 hours are you getting the new MacBook Pro? What do you think of the new MacBook Pro? Is the new MacBook Pro too expensive? Is this too little too late from Apple with regards to new laptops? Why are the prices so high? And I think the most repetitive, or sorry, the most popular, I should say, question is, are you getting the new 2018 MacBook Pro? Well, I've already got a 13-inch MacBook Pro sitting here, which is serving me well. I don't really use my MacBook Pro for video editing. I primarily use it for social media, photo editing, doing sort of SEO on my websites. I do all of my video editing really on my iMac behind me here. So am I getting the new MacBook Pro? I'll answer that a little bit later on. It's probably a foregone conclusion for me, and many of you will have guessed the answer anyway. But my opinion on the new MacBook Pros is mixed. Of course, I am extremely happy that Apple have addressed quite a few of the issues with the current generation of MacBook Pros, and also brought them right up to date with processors and extra memory, of course. But I've got some problems, some big problems. I think you're going to have to grab a cup of tea or coffee or your favourite beverage and sit back for this video. It's probably going to be quite a lengthy one. I've got my laptop here. I'm just going to jump onto the Apple website because I just want to go through some of the pricing options. For copyright reasons, I'm not going to share any of the images on the screen. I don't want Apple taking this video down. But basically the update includes new 8th generation processors. So in the 15-inch version, the larger MacBook Pro, we get 6-core processors, and in the smaller 13-inch version we get quad-core processors. We've also got up to 32 gigabytes of addressable memory, so 32 gigs of RAM, really very good. Still the touch bar. There was no update actually to the MacBook Pro, the 13-inch one without the touch bar. And we've also got the Retina display with True Tone technology. So that's a really good move. Very nice upgrade to the display technology. And in fact, that True Tone technology extends to some external displays, including of course the LG ultrafine displays. So that's primarily the updates. Of course, I think we had updates to the graphics cards as well. Still good battery life. The processors are turbo boosted up to 4.8 gigahertz, so that's really nice. Cooling stayed the same, and as far as I can see, that's pretty much what they changed. Of course, we've got improvements in performance across the board. The 13-inch model for Logic Pro X, for example, a 2 times speed increase, which is very impressive. Final Cut Pro 10, we're getting for the 15-inch model up to 9 simultaneous 4K streams possible in Final Cut Pro on the 15-inch model with the touch bar. So some really good performance upgrades here. With regards to the graphics, we've now got powerful integrated graphics, so an update in the integrated graphics, but the discrete graphics cards have been updated as well, and I'll come on to that in a short while. Another sort of, just to sidestep very quickly, another product that was announced in partnership with Blackmagic Design is the new Blackmagic eGPU, or External Graphics Processing Unit. I've tested eGPUs before, and they're meant to give you a real performance boost when you've got them plugged into your laptop. This one has got an RX 580 in it, I believe, an AMD graphics card. Looks fantastic design wise. No idea on performance yet because I haven't seen any reviews on it. I will try and get one in. It's going to be hard to get one in. I've reached out to Blackmagic before. Blackmagic, if you're watching, send me your new eGPU. I would love to bring a video about it to share with you, my viewers. So let's take a look at my gripes. So this is my issue. So we've got the 13-inch. Let me go to the UK website. Actually, I'm on the USA website. So let's go to buying a new MacBook Pro, and this is my issue. I know that I've talked to you before about pricing. You do pay a slightly higher price for MacBook Pros in comparison to their Windows counterparts. I believe that normally that tax that you pay, or that little premium price that you pay, is worthwhile. But in this instance, some of the upgrades are absolutely ridiculous. So let's start with the 13-inch MacBook Pro with Touch Bar and Touch ID. It starts at £1,749. Okay, not too bad. Let's go through some of the upgrades. So we want to upgrade that to the quad core. So still same with a quad core processor. That's what the maximum you can get in the 13-inch is quad core. So if we upgrade the quad core Core i5 to a Core i7, it adds £270 onto the price. If we put it up to the maximum 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is the max for the 13-inch version, that adds on another 180. And then we've got storage options up to 2 terabytes solid state storage. If we add the 2 terabyte storage option, that adds on £1,400. £1,400 to go from 256 gigabytes of storage to 2 terabytes. Absolutely crazy. So the price for the 13-inch MacBook Pro, the new model for 2018 with the Touch Bar and Touch ID, tops out at $3,599. It's just too much. That upgrade for the storage is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. What I would recommend for you if you're buying a 13-inch MacBook Pro with Touch Bar is to go with the 256 gigabyte storage or the 512. Just put your main applications and obviously the operating system on that internal solid state drive, and then buy an external one or make an external one with an enclosure and a normal SSD. You'll get much better value for money, and then you can expand as and when you fill up those external drives. That's the way I use mine. That's the way I'd recommend you use yours. I would not recommend paying £1,400 for 2 terabytes of storage. Now, before I move on to the 15-inch model, this is a live broadcast, so let's take a look inside the live chat. A big hello to Pro Gaming 455, to Shirok Sharma, and to 666JG Knots, and also to Sujal Preet. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Shirok Sharma asking XPS 15 or MacBook Pro 15, same price models. Your choice is going to have to be on whether you like Windows 10 or Mac OS. It's as simple as that with those two particular models. 666JG Knots, I've heard opinions that the keyboard isn't great on current MacBooks, and also that the trackpad is too large and sometimes your palm resting on it triggers it. Do you have any thoughts? With regards to the keyboard, let's talk about this first of all. So we've got this butterfly mechanism on the keyboard. A lot of people with the current MacBook Pros complaining that it's sticking, and you get a little tiny bit of dust under there, and then that's it. Doesn't work. Non-responsive keyboard. Apple made the new keyboard on the 2018 models quieter. I think there's slightly less key travel, but they didn't address the issue. They did not address the issue with the mechanism. So I think they either did a quiet upgrade, which is going to seal out any dust, or you're still going to have problems. Only time will tell with that. People are starting to get their hands on the new models now, so no doubt we'll hear about that very shortly. With regards to the trackpad being too big and palm rejection not being great, a lot of people said I was crazy. I said this back in the day when I got this 13-inch model and the previous 15-inch model, that I was having issues when I was typing, that sometimes my palm would rest on the trackpad and it was too big, and people came back at me and said, no, that's ridiculous, just adjust where you're resting your palms. It is an issue. It is a little bit too big, and I'm glad that you said about that. They need to make it tiny bit smaller or get the palm rejection software up to date. T-Netro P, I was very interested in these until I found out that the new models only have touch bar and they haven't fixed the faulty keyboard design. Exactly what we've just been talking about. The touch bar is a real negative for software developers who need an F key. I tend to agree. I don't really use my touch bar for anything other than increasing the volume and the brightness on my screen. Joseph K, what are you getting? We'll come on to that in a short while. Shirok Sharma, this would be my first Mac, so should I get the new MacBook Pro 15 2018? It will be a great choice, but it is very expensive. If you don't need all that power, then maybe not, but if you do, then it is a great choice of laptop. I'll come on to whether it's for me in a short while. Let's talk about this 15-inch model first of all. So the 15-inch MacBook Pro comes in two different versions. We have a 2.2 GHz 6-core Core i7, and then we have a 2.6 GHz 6-core Core i7, both 8th generation processors. Different graphics cards on these. The base model comes with a Radeon Pro 555X with 4 gigs of GDDR5 RAM, and the top model comes with a Radeon Pro 560X. 16 gigabytes of model are standard in both of these, and then the entry level 15-inch model comes with a 256 gigabyte SSD storage, and the top end comes with 512 gigabytes. Both the other features on both are the same: 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports, touch bar and touch ID. Pricing: entry level for the 15-inch new 2018 MacBook Pro is £2,349, and then the higher spec one £2,699. We're talking about UK GBP sterling, so pounds for this, £2,699, which is not cheap. It's in line with what the previous model was. They're currently delivering about a week behind, so about a week to wait for delivery. But it's the upgrades I have an issue with again. These upgrades are crazy prices. So let's have a look at the upgrades. So we can, with the 15-inch model, opt for a 2.9 GHz 6-core 8th gen Core i9 processor. That adds £270. I think if you're buying this laptop for long-term use, upgrading to the Core i9 processor is a wise move. I always think that you should go for the fastest processor you can when speccing out a laptop. So I think that that particular upgrade cost, £270, is fair. Of course, I'd like it to be cheaper. We'd all like it to be cheaper, but £270, not too bad. Now, when it comes to the memory, this is a little bit overpriced, but again, not too bad, but I still think it is a tiny bit cheeky of them to upgrade from 16 gigabytes to 32 gigabytes. They know a lot of people want this, a lot of people complaining on the previous generation. £360. I think a fair price for that would have been round about the £240 mark, would have been a fair price. But £360, you can probably just about live with that, but that's already taken the cost of this particular laptop up to £3,329. Wow, that is an expensive laptop already. And then when we look at the storage, this is what doesn't make sense. It's just crazy again. You get 512 gigabytes of storage in this particular model. To go up to 1 terabyte, you're paying £360. Okay, that's a little bit overpriced. I would have expected that to be around about the £200 mark. To go up to 2 terabytes of SSD storage, you're paying a £1,080 premium. That is absolutely bonkers. Crazy pricing. And then get this, you need to be sitting down for this. For the 4 terabyte solid state storage upgrade, you're paying £2,880. £2,880. I'm not sure if you can see this in my screen here, but look at this. This is the pricing. £2,880 premium. Apple. Make the upgrades affordable. For goodness sake, Apple. That is absolutely bordering on criminal when you're charging that sort of price for a 4 terabyte SSD upgrade. I know the upgrades for 4 terabyte is probably quite expensive, but it's not as though it's board based, it's chipped based. So it's going to be sort of hard soldered on as far as I know. I haven't looked at the internals yet, but it's just adding more chips, more storage chips. I think you're penalising your high-end users by charging such high prices. So if we went for a fully spec'd, what else can we do? Can we do anything else? I thought we could upgrade the graphics in these as well. Obviously not. So if you're going for a fully spec'd top-end The most you can spend on a 2018 15-inch MacBook Pro, it's £6,209. I'm almost lost for words. Almost lost for words. Absolutely crazy. Don't get it. I don't get how they're arriving at those prices. The memory upgrade, okay, you can just about get away with that, but the storage upgrade costs are the bugbear for this release. Far too highly priced, and I think it is a big shame. We've also got a good morning from Neil Sudan and Sidekick 1962, and Tom Scott saying, if the MacBook Pro is now as quick as an iMac, the new iMacs look like they will be as quick as the iMac Pro. Still won't buy a MacBook until we hear whether the keyboards are fixed. I don't think they are fixed, and I do agree. I think the new iMacs are going to be blazingly fast and really negate the issue for the iMac Pro. I think the iMac Pro hasn't sold in great numbers, and probably rightly so. Tinetro P, running out of storage space is one way Apple get you to buy a new machine in the future. That's why the SD card slot was removed. Well, possibly. I strongly believe you should just stick with the 512GB storage model on MacBook Pros. I don't commit much data at all, apart from very temporary projects on the internal SSD. So my internal SSD in here has got just a few little bits on it, but mainly it's used for the operating system and the applications. Everything I do is on external drives. Now, I had a question earlier, and of course a question that has been asked a lot. Joseph K asked, what are you getting? And also a lot of you have asked on Twitter and Facebook and through the comment section on my videos, what 2018 MacBook Pro am I getting? And before I sneeze, it is hay fever season, I am not upgrading my MacBook Pro. I'm going to miss this generation, unless of course I win the lottery between now and the next one's coming out. I'm not going to be upgrading. In fact, a little bit of a teaser for you. I've got a new computer coming in next week, which is going to be the start of some really serious testing for me, and something very exciting possibly happening here in the editing room. I'm not going to say any more than that, other than, and yeah, I am teasing you, yeah, you're going to have to wait, you're certainly going to have to wait, but a very exciting sort of couple of months for me, really, just to see which direction I'm going with regards to new future upgrades in the editing room with regards to computers. I'm not falling out of love with Apple. I love what Apple do. I've had this before. A lot of you say, oh, here we go, Dave, another hate video on Apple. It's not that. I just think that they've lost their focus. But I love Apple products. I've got an iPad. I've got my Mac Pro here. I've got my MacBook Pro. I do my editing on an iMac. I'm heavily invested in the Apple ecosystem. But their loss of focus is certainly very concerning to me, and I think it should be concerning to you. I never thought I would say this, but it's come to a stage now where maybe a couple of years back I would always recommend a Mac, like a Mac Pro, iMac, MacBook Pro. But nowadays it's come to a stage where I am sort of advising people, including my business clients, that they should consider other things as well. Windows 10 is a very stable platform in comparison to what it was, and it shouldn't be just a blinkered view into you're going into video production, get a Mac. You're going into graphic design, get a Mac. You know, it does come down to cost as well, and I think it's a very viable option to switch across to Windows to do these things. A lot of you watching this video, maybe not this video but my other videos, a lot of you use Windows as your main platform, and I'm sure you'll agree that it is a pretty stable system nowadays. But anyway, I've got something coming in which is very different, so do tune in for that. But anyway, that is it for this video. So I won't be getting a new 2018 MacBook Pro unless I win the lottery, or unless Apple say, hey Dave, we really want you to have one, which is not going to happen, not in a million years. But anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you for taking the time out of your day for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you've got any opinion to share yourself about the new 2018 MacBook Pros, then obviously put them in the comment section below. If you're getting one, let us know in the comment section below. If you've got anything to share with regards to the pricing or what computer system you use, again, drop that in the comment section below. I answer pretty much all the comments and questions I get. Again, thank you very much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and then you'll get a notification when I either upload a new video or I go live on the channel, so don't miss out on my future broadcasts. Thanks again for watching. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you all in the next one.